Welcome everyone. In this video, we're going to talk about contracts and forms for the surplus funds business. Where can you get them? What are some of your options? If you're brand new to the channel, you don't know who I am. My name is Nick Fulmer. I'm a former corrections officer who used this opportunity of surplus funds to quit his job. Since 2015, I've recovered millions of dollars of surplus funds in over 30 different states in the country and taught hundreds of people how to successfully do this business working from home as well. So that's who I am if you don't know. But let's get into what are the contracts, paperwork that you need for the surplus funds business, okay? And what are your options on where to get them? Let's specifically answer that question, okay? So here are three options that you can do. You can make your own forms yourself, right? Not recommended, but that's always an option. Uh, Option number two is you can pay an attorney to create them for you. That's a better option, right? Obviously, to have legal help in drafting legal documents is it's a good thing. It's a good thing to have legal help. Uh, I'd highly recommend that if you do use an attorney, make sure that they've have experience with recovering surplus funds and that they have proven forms and contracts for you to use. And then your third option is you can download copies of contracts and forms that have been proven in hundreds of deals. You can use the same forms and contracts that I've used in my business and that my students have used. If you want to do that, you can download them today if you want. You just go right here. Okay. You're going to go to module 5 if you're already a member of the program. Just go to the contracts vaults in modules 4 and 5, and you'll see right here you've got, your example of a fee agreement, letters, modules on how to fill out the paperwork, where to send it, how it all works, letters of direction, and there's some other forms and stuff like that here as well. Okay. So that's a third option for you. Now, let me just kind of talk a little bit about what are the forms you're going to need, right? Okay. This is going to vary, guys, based on the state that you're working in and the type of deal that you're working as well. Okay. So, specifically, for example, if you're working in an area where the money is held by the court system, okay, you are probably going to have to elicit the help of an attorney, okay, in filing your claim as well as going over your paperwork, okay. If you're not using an attorney or you're working a place where the money's not held by the courts, you may not need an attorney, although I highly recommend you still use an attorney to file your claims, okay? Some of the forms, at the bare minimum, the forms and documents you're going to need is number one, a fee agreement, right? Or a contract. You're going to need to spell out with your client what exactly it is you're going to be doing for them and what your compensation is going to be, whether that's a percentage of the funds recovered or a flat rate or however you decide to determine how you want to be paid, you should have that in writing. Okay. Um, Now again, depending on where you're working and the type of deal you're working, whether it's a tax overage deal or a mortgage overage deal, and where the funds are being held, whether it's by the courts or a trustee or, the state, that's also going to determine what other documents you may need. Okay. There are various documents that I've used over my career, and the types of documents I use are determined by the type of case I'm working. So there's not a understand this. Here's the point that you need to understand. At a bare minimum, you're going to need a fee agreement for all your deals. But beyond that, the additional documents that you're going to use it's not a black and white answer. It's going to be determined by your situation. And so some of the other forms might be an assignment, might be a retainer, might be a POA, might be a letter of direction, might be I said retainer already, but there are various documents, and the ones that you use are determined by your type of case. Okay. And that's something that I go over in my program on what documents to use and when. Okay. But at a bare minimum, guys, get a fee agreement. Make sure your agreement that you come to with your client is in writing. And you can use the one that I use, or you can have an attorney do it for you, or make your own, whatever you want. But those are your options as far as where to get the paperwork for surplus funds. And that's all I've got for you today. If you want to learn more about how to get started or maybe look at the possibilities and the options you have, if you want to review the curriculum that I have for my program, just check out overagesyndicate.com. And that's all I've got for you today. Appreciate you guys watching.